We're back in the sortitoutsi channel. We have a brand new save series for you, and that is the Save Showcase, where you send in your saves. I'll take a look at them. We'll take a look through the history of the club from when you've taken over. We'll look at transfers, trophies, the youth setup. We'll look at absolutely everything, and if there's anything in particular that you would like to see, just let me know down in the comments below. So we'll jump right in and go to our first club. So first off, I do want to apologise, I am going to butcher both of these. This has been sent in by Blumenkrantz on Discord, and we are taking over Odense Bold Club, or in other words, OB. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take a look and see exactly how the league's transpired over the last few years. So I'm not sure if you know, but in Denmark there's the preliminary phase and then they have the championship phase. So as we can see, in the first season of the preliminary phase, OB have finished with 53 points, 6 points clear of Copenhagen, before going to the championship group and keeping that 6-point lead to secure the title. Now if we go to the next season, we'll see again the top of the championship group with 84 points. They then in the third season are top again with a massive 90 points, 39 points clear of Nordsjælland. And then the last season before we've just went on to the new one, we finished above Brøndby with 84 points again. And at the start of this season, we're 2 wins from 2, 6 points already. There's no reason that we cannot go all the way with this club. And looking at the Danish Cup, we can see we didn't make it to the final in the first season. We did win the second season, beating Randers in the final 2-1. We then beat Brøndby 3-1 in the final in the 25-26 season, before making it 3 in a row, beating Nordsjælland in the 26-27 season, and obviously this season has just started. So already we can see we have won 3 cups and 4 league titles. It has been a phenomenal start to life in Denmark. And then when you even look back at the league history, OB have not won it since 1989, and we have now won 4 on the spin. Blumenkrantz has done an amazing job so far. He has got this team absolutely firing. They started off in 15th place, they moved up to 9th, and they are now 10th in the coefficient ranking. So not only is he bringing OB to the height of Danish football and making them the powerhouse in Denmark, he is actually bringing the league up with him. We'll take a look now and see exactly how he's done in Europe as well. So in the first season, OB are not in Europe. However, when they won the league, we can see the second season they have went through the group phase and they put out Atletico Madrid in the knockout phase before unfortunately losing out to RB Leipzig in the round of 16. We'll just take a look at the league phase and see exactly how we got on there. We'll go to the stages, we'll go to the second season, and we will look at the league phase here. As we can see, we finished down in 18th place. We beat Real Sociedad, Anderlecht and Molde. We managed to draw with Inter Milan and Ghent, and then unfortunately we lost to RB Leipzig in the group stage as well as in the last 16. We lost to PSG and we lost to Juventus. The following season we actually finished in 6th place. We managed to win 5, beating Villarreal, Marseille, Club Brugge, Bayer Leverkusen, and even beating Real Madrid, drawing 2 games against Salzburg and Shakhtar, and losing the 1 game to Arsenal. And then in the 26-27 season we just scraped through in 8th place to bypass the playoff round, winning 5 again, beating Milan, Ajax, PAOK from Greece, Sporting and Red Bull Leipzig, getting some revenge on them there. And then we drew with Spurs, and then we lost 2 games, 1 to Celtic, 1 to Real Madrid. But we'll go back a couple of seasons and we will see at what stage we were knocked out. So this is the first season we were in. As we saw, we beat Atletico Madrid and then unfortunately lost out to RB Leipzig. In the next season, we'll take a look and we can see we've managed to beat Inter Milan here. So we've went through to the quarterfinals. We've then beaten Man United in the quarterfinals, and we actually, I've skipped too far there and I have made a mess of this, but we lost narrowly to Real Madrid in the final at the Nou Camp, unfortunately. Did we repeat if you can get to the final the next season? Unfortunately not. How far did we get? We get knocked out in the semi-final. So in Europe we have made a final and a semi-final. We've not quite won the trophy yet, but we are on the way. In terms of transfers, just look out some notable ones. So we're not too sure about season 1, we're not sure who he has signed himself. Season 2 we can see we've signed Goncalo Estevez for free. He looks like a decent little player, but he's moved on to Saudi Arabia. Brought in for free, sold for 4.4 million after 3 seasons, so not too bad there. Jordan Larsson came in for 825k. If you don't know, he's the son of Swedish legend Henrik Larsson. He came in for 2 years, scored 29 goals in his first season in the league, 18 in the second season, and then he was moved on to Montreal in the US. I think look, we've got some more bigger signings here. We have Adrian De La Fuente. I'm just going to look through some of the names we know. This Spaniard centre-back, he has also left already. He was signed for £4.2 million and then moved on to Saudi Arabia for 3.5. How much is he earning now? He is now earning, he's only earning £35,000 a week. I thought it might be a bit more moving to Saudi. One of my favourite goalkeepers this year is Marek Rodak, a very solid goalkeeper, starts the game at Fulham, really good player, cheap as you can see. He is still here. He has played as our first choice keeper for 2 seasons. So he looks not too bad, although he's not quite, he's conceded 5 goals already this season, so maybe he's not as good as I thought he was there, but I do always pick him up myself. Joao Lewis has been brought in on a free, a really good left back, can play all the way down the left hand side. How has he done for us? He overall 3 goals and 8 assists in his first season, 7 goals and 9 assists in his most recent full season, and then just there he has obviously just started this season. One of the more controversial ones, Mason has been signed. We all know about that, I'll not get into that, but he is a very good player in this game. As you can see, 49 goals in all competitions season 1, 30 goals in all competitions in season 2, and he's already started the season with 3 goals, so he's doing quite well already. We also have Sebastian Esposito, starts games as a young Italian forward, looks very good. Again, he has also made his way over to Saudi, brought in for free, he scored 26 goals, and then he moved on for £9.25 million. Then spent £52 million bringing in Mohamed Diomande for a fee around £11.5 million. Again, he is not at the club anymore. He spent 1 season here, 21 goals, 26 assists is absolutely phenomenal for Diomande. He's away to Saudi Arabia, chasing the money. How much is he on? He's on £425,000 a week, so I'm going to assume he was not happy to stay, so he wanted to leave. Who else have we signed in? So, notable names. Christian Eriksen is here. He has come in from Newcastle for £3.5 million. He's on £77,000 a week, which may be a lot for this league, but look at him. He's 35, so great technical abilities, great mental attributes, and he is still naturally fit as 17, both footed, absolutely brilliant. He's come in, he'll do a good job, he'll probably mentor some of the younger players. Other players that I have heard of and recognise, before going into some of the youth players, there's not actually anybody else there, unfortunately. And the most recent season, spent £9 million. Aaron Wan-Bissaka's come in for free, worth between 9.6 and £10.5 million. 29-year-old, very good player, very good indeed for this level. We'll now just take a look at the squad and see how this looks just now. We can see we've got Rodak, who's obviously the goalkeeper. We have, as we saw, Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Elias Jeller, I think that's the player from Copenhagen. It is, yep, they can play both sides. Full back, Christian Eriksen. As we saw, we have Mason Greenwood, and Kenneth Sorensen is somebody that I was wanting to take a look at. One of the players that has been here for the last season. As you can see, he's only 18 years old, but last year he already scored 20 goals in his first full season at the club. He spent the season before on loan in the first division. I'm not sure if that's the second flight. Yeah, that's the second. First division is the second flight. So Kenneth Sorensen looks like a very good player already. Both footed, striker, he's got great determination, great flair, already some decent physical attributes at the age of 18. Hopefully he can continue to improve and lead OB to more glory. In terms of the club's finances, as you can see, they have steadily increased, and now there is a total of £86 million in the balance, transfer budget of £37 million, and the wage budget is a staggering £620,000 for this club. Are there any debts at the club? There are no debts other than a little bit of transfer debt, so that's not a big massive issue. In terms of transfers, I always like to see if people have clauses in there. So there are a lot of clauses, a lot of sell-on clauses, which is a brilliant way to make extra money, because you make money that you didn't even know you were going to get when a lot of these players get sold, especially when you have a lot of them with either instalments coming in or the sell-on clause, which, as you can see, we do have here at OB. We'll look now at the actual club's information and see exactly how the club has transformed. So as we can see, the reputation is 3.5 star, the training facilities are 5 star, youth facilities are 4 stars, and the youth recruitment is a massive 5 stars here. The club is now rich, as we saw, estimated value of just under £500 million. In terms of the facilities, we can see they are still in the original stadium, but they are increasing that capacity, which is due to be completed in just a couple of months' time. We'll also take a look at some of the staff members, see if there's any top staff in there. I always like to see former players as staff members, don't know why, but as we can see, the coaching team, the recruitment team and the medical team are by far the best in Denmark. All positions are filled. Great to see. I hate seeing empty slots for any staff members. And also just want to see who has come in. Is there any notable name? We've got John Terry and Johnny Heitinga and the coaching staff here. In terms of the recruitment staff, we have Joris Matthijssen, Pavel Nedved, David Trezeguet. I absolutely love seeing former players as staff members. The next thing I want to check is if there are if there are mentoring groups, because we've signed a couple of good players like Christian Eriksen and Aaron Wan-Bissaka. They'll be great tutors, I would imagine. We've got a mentoring group here for the goalkeepers, for the defenders. We have Christian Eriksen mentoring Alan Rona. Looks like a reasonable 16-year-old, looks pretty good actually already. And we also, who else was in that mentoring group that I wanted to look at? I am losing the plot. Hugo Bollin. So he looks really good. He's a player that you can pick up in your saves. He looks pretty decent as well. He has been here for a couple of seasons, signed for £3 million. Looks very good indeed. So there we have it. That is Odense, and that is a phenomenal sign so far. We actually quickly want to check how they are doing in terms of finances in the country. So if we look at finances, we can see financial status, the only rich team in Denmark, turnover £11.75 million, probably about right in Denmark. Season ticket holders were sitting in 3rd place, but overall financially very good. We'll take a quick look actually and see how they compare to other European sides. Take a look in terms of reputation around Europe. OB are down here, so they're now a more reputable club than the likes of West Ham United, Hamburg, Schalke, Celtic, Borussia Mönchengladbach, and just behind some of the other bigger teams in Europe. So we're just behind the likes of Frankfurt, Real Betis, Sporting Lisbon. So it looks really good so far, and as we saw in terms of youth academy rating, how are we doing overall here? Whoops, I've done that the wrong way around. The youth academy is one of the best in Europe. It is just below the top youth academies. We are on par with your PSGs, your Real Madrid, your Liverpools, your Bayern Munich, your Ajaxes. So this is a club that is going places, and in only 4 years this club has been transformed. Let me know down below what you think of this club. Let me know if there's anything else that you'd like me to cover on this, and I could do a second video on this. But thank you very much for sending the save in, and I will now get to the next save. So here we are on the year 2030. This has been sent in by Sorts. Again, I've probably butchered that name. We are with Port Vale, and we're currently in the Premier League in 2030. We will go and we'll take a look and see exactly how we've got there. So we started off Season 1 finishing 11th in League 1, getting promoted in 2nd place in League 1 in the 2nd season. We then finished 3rd in the Championship. Unfortunately, it looks like we lost out in the playoffs there, before finishing 2nd, and then in the Premier League we finished 16th, 7th and then 5th. So this has been a very meteoric rise in the club. As you can see, reputation 3.5 stars, trade facilities 4.5 stars, youth facility 4 stars, and youth recruitment 5 stars. The owner's rich. We are worth an estimated £2 billion, which is absolutely amazing. Take a look at some of the transfers that have been made. Go to the transfer history, go back to the first couple of seasons. I'll maybe skip season 1 since we won't really know anybody. Season 2, have we got any big names here? It doesn't really look like it. So Sam Byram actually signed, but he's now retired. Season 3, so this will be our first season in the Championship. We have not really signed many players that I'm aware of. I might just be really ignorant when it comes to lower league saves, unfortunately. And then the following season, we have spent £29 million, and we've signed in Freddie Leonard for £30 million. He's signed from Saint Etienne, a regen player. Looks very good. He's now at Juventus, so we signed him for £30 million. He's played 2 seasons for us in the Premier League, and he's now went to Juventus for £40 million, so a good bit of profit made there. Other players we've signed, Cameron Devlin. I know this because he is obviously playing in Scotland, so I know who he is. He has very good mental attributes. He's currently playing for Montpellier, so again, we signed him for £4.1 million. He played 1 season for us, and then he's away for a bit of a profit to France. The following season, we spent £117 million. We signed players like Ethan Laird, Harry Amos, Andrew Jones, Jonathan Varane. Again, I'm not too familiar with many of these names. A lot of these might be New players by this point. Christian Eriksen also came in, so he's featured twice in this video. He's now retired. And then in the 28-29 season, again, we've signed quite a lot of players, not for as much money as before. Junior Krupi has come in. Krupi is a phenomenal player. If you can get him, sign him. Just look at him. He looks like the real deal. Signed for 1.2k. That's been for that wee trick that we all saw, but there we go. So 15 goals last season, and then we'll move on to the next season, and we will see a lot of players signed for the 1.2k. So we have signed Caprile from Bournemouth, Kelvin Strucker from Vitesse. We've signed a lot of players. Tanguy Ndombele's coming for free as well. How's he looking? He's now at Anderlecht. So he lasted here for 1 season and he's away to Belgium. The most recent season we spent £80 million on Jeffrey van Roosevelt, who looks very good. I might not have spent £80 million on myself, but he does look like a very good player as well. He has not played yet because he has injured. The usual in Football Manager when you sign a player and he'll get injured straight away. Lavia's also coming for free from Chelsea. Maybe not developed as well as I thought, but for free you can't really go wrong with that. Spent the last couple of years away on loan, spent in Rennes in France before going to Celtic on loan there. Now look at the other competition. So this year, as you can see, we're in the Champions League. So we will take a look at the history, see if we've won any trophies, see exactly how we have done. So we were the runner-up in the Europa League last season. That's gutting. We've not won any FA Cups or Carabao Cups, but as you can see, runner-up in League 1 2025, third place in 2026 in the Championship, 2027 we were second in the Championship, got promoted, and the Europa League in 2030. That is absolutely gutting. I want to see exactly how that transpired. So we will go to the league phase. First of all, we finished in 5th place. Really good to see. Beating Red Star, Wolfsberger, Atletico Madrid, Osasuna, Northland and Shakhtar. Drawing with Portimonense from Portugal and losing to Roma before skipping off to the knockout playout round. Put out Galatasaray 4-0 in aggregate. We then put out, I think that's Vitória from Portugal, 6-1 in aggregate. Put out Atletico Madrid 4-2, and then the final we've lost 3-2 to Sporting. Let's take a look and see how that... No, you've conceded in the 96th minute. That is gutting. When you've equalised in the 82nd minute in a cup final, you assume you're going to extra time, in my opinion. But to lose in the 96th minute to Jaquil Marshall-Rutte, who is this? I've never heard of this guy, but oh, he would be on my hit list. So unfortunately, we have lost that Europa League final. Not great to see, but amazing to get there, and with Port Vale in 2030 is absolutely phenomenal. But there we have it again. That has been another save that we have looked over. Port Vale are now one of the Champions League teams in England. So, a brilliant save all round. Thank you for sending that one in. If you have a save that you would like us to showcase, please don't hesitate to get in touch. You can get in touch in our Discord. You can contact me directly on Discord. I'm in a numerous different servers. You can hit me up on Twitter or the Sort It Out SI page on Twitter as well. And until next time, don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and we will see you next time.